Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening, good evening. Konbanwa, konbanwa, konbanwa. Today, I thought, even though I'm not a native speaker of English, let's learn some English furry terms, and because I also want to learn it for Japanese watchers, and the English watchers can learn the Japanese terms. Of course, I'm not native in any of those languages, but it's fine. So let's try to say this in Japanese. Let's see. 今日はなんかファーリーっぽいな言葉、英語で俺は教えるだとも教えたい。I want to teach English furry terms. ファーリーが furry, so furry. I hope the pronunciation is right in both. Furry. I think furry is the Japanese version of furry, just like the English name in katakana. So it's like furry, I think. Something like that. Maybe my, how is it called? Kote accento, pichi accento はちょっと悪いから、いつも俺に、コメントで正しくなってください。俺のなんかまだまだの発音。So, if there's any word that I'm not translating or like pronouncing correctly in English, or in Japanese, please tell me in the comments and I can learn. And I will also get better with time, maybe. Okay. So, with like furry. It's not furry, it's furry. Like, if I think like how I normally speak, maybe more English would be furry. Like the re sound, right? I say like furry, but it's like furry. You are a furry. And I am a furry. Maybe you are, I don't know. Maybe you're just watching for science furry ASMR video. In that case, nice to have you here too. But it's kind of suspicious. Anyways, that was furry. The other term that's in Japanese, of course, is like kimono, right? Kimono. I think it's just the kanji character for beast. So kimono is like beast. And I think it's kind of also used like furry. Sometimes, of course. So I guess like kimono is also furry. Kimono to furry は違いがあるかな。違 ちら俺に教えて。他にも What else? Yeah, I think kimono is also known outside of Japan, and it's also like an established word, kind of, right? Maybe not all furries know it. No, probably all furries know it, right? Kimono. And I think it's often used in like a style that is more like art style that is less Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Disney, and more like anime Pokemon. Is Pokemon kimono? Kimono. And it is used in fursuits. 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 Where I think like also like people like if the fursuit is like more in the style of like Pokemon. Of like or like anime style. I think often people also say like kimono fursuit. Even in like English. So I'm not sure if there's this distinction that much in Japanese. Maybe in Japanese it's all just fursuits. Also fursuit. 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 That is like the suit of fur, so the costume. And I think in Japan maybe there is also the term, I'm not sure if like probably people also get the like English term, right? Maybe fursuit or something. I think people would still get it. Please tell me if you would get it or not. But I think really common is kigurumi, kigurumi, kigurumi. I'm not sure how the pronunciation of the pitch accent is. Kigurumi, kigurumi. 俺のピッチアクセントが大丈夫かな知らん。でも、俺の発音多分、完璧じゃないけど、わかりやすいかな。着ぐるみ、着ぐるみ、着ぐるみ、着ぐるみ、着ぐるみ、着ぐるみ。So that is like fursuit or how can you translate it? Is ki like clothing and kurumi is like kurumi? No, what is it called again? Is it like plushie? Is it like wearable plushie? Something like that. I'm not sure. So we had like fursuit. So kigurumi wa 英語で fursuit, fursuit, fur wa ke. So it's fur ke. Like I'm very furry too. And suit is, yeah, like suit. That's also in Japanese. Suitsu, fursuitsu, fursuit. Okay, that's probably really boring because I think that probably everyone knows, right? But still, it's still knowledge. So if you can say it in English, then your English is great. And if you can say it in Japanese, your Japanese is great. So let's do it. And if you say it in German, what is it in German? I think in German it's just called fursuit and furry. Felly. Pelzi. No, I think that doesn't exist. I think like in German it's like just like using the English words. Which other words are important? I had a video about most common species before in English. But I think some body parts are also important, right? So which body parts that are on furries. And I think the first one that's really important is tail, right? Tail. Tail. And that is そう今からなんか、what is body part in Japanese? I should know more sciencey words. Let's see. Body parts. 今からの言葉は、what is body? 体姿 No. ファリーの姿形の部分の言葉なんか一番大事のファリーの人間じゃなくての部分は多分尻尾 is tail 尻尾 Am I saying this right? I'm not sure about the accent up and down thing 尻尾 Anyways that is tail It sounds kind of like fairy tale, but it's a different one. And it sounds kind of like, yeah, you write it like Tail, tail. Okay. What else is important with furry vocabulary, right? I think one thing that came up recently, was yes, it was furry convention, which is, yeah, convention is like meeting place. Furry convention. And in Japanese, I ask, is it called Furry convention? でも、なんか他の言葉がある。それは、これは、kimonoイベント I think it was kimono evento. Was it kimono evento? No, it was kimono evento. All right. Kimono. I think it's like meant. It's also a term that's like in the internet, and it's basically like kimono. It's also like furry. Kimono. It's basically funny because it's a Japanese word, but it's not used in English. So, kimono ってなんか英語でない。でも、なの部分は多分英語のな、right? It's like a na, like in Undertale or like Deltarune, there's like dark na, right? And that na is used in kimono, isn't I think. And so yeah, then I got told, thank you for telling me, that it's called kimono evento, or shortened kimoibe. Was it kimoibe? Kimono ibe, ibe, like kimono event. Okay. なんか日本語には全部の中の言葉は、everything is in 4 syllables, kind of, right? Or like 3. But it's 4. Like, for example, in games or like longer titles, I always hear it shortened, right? なんかゲームとかムービーとこのこと全部の中の名前がめちゃめちゃ小さくなる。例えばモナン for example, Monster Hunter is Monan. Monster Hunter, Monan, and Mario Party. Do I sound English? Mario Party. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, Texans. I'm sorry. Cowboys. I love cowboys. Okay. Mario Party is Maripa. And I think it's really funny because in English it's not used at all. 英語ではマリパとモナンのちっちゃくなるの名前が全然使わないだと思う。面白くない？ Is that not interesting? Like, I think it doesn't really happen in English. Like, I think probably if you speak with an English person and say like, oh yes, I played Maripa, or I played Smabra, would they know it? Would you know it if I would say, let's play Smabra? Let's play Marika. What else? Marika, Maripa. I think it would be confusing. So yeah, let's try that and test it on our English friends. Same in German, of course. I think in German no one says Maripa, Marika, Monan, or Swabra. That doesn't exist, I think. It doesn't exist. It's really funny though. Okay. So the last thing we had, like furry convention. It is also shortened often to furry convention, and it's also often shortened to furrycon. So I guess that's also kind of shortened. Furrycon. Kimoibe. Furrycon. And Kimoibe. Was it Kimoibe? Maybe if I remembered it wrong. Kimono evento. Anyways. Furrycon. Con, right? Con means convention. Con. Kitsune dakara na. Con. Okay, what did we say again? Other furry related words. let's see. Whoops. There's one word, and I think I have never thought about how is it called in Japanese. So I can look that up later maybe, or you can also tell me. But it's basically ref sheet, right? Ref sheet, which means reference sheet, and it's a sheet where you draw your character in like standard poses, just that the people can easily draw them and see their body markings and like features, and also can color pick. I think that's also, if you think about it, something that doesn't really exist outside of furry, right? Like, I think I only encountered it in furry related things. Ref sheet. So, 日本語版のこのことがなんかレフシートとは人作のオリジナルキャラクターのみんなに簡単に書いてるために、イメージを、お絵かきを作ってる。このお絵かきになんかカラーと形の、細かいのことが伝わってる。こういう、ことはレフシートがあるけど、日本語文はそれは何かな。多分、もうデフシートかなんか長いの難しいの四字熟語かな。知らん。Oh, and Fursona, right? Fursona. I think Fursona is a funny word. It's like, of course, persona and furry, right? Or like fur and persona. But I think it's funny because it sounds kind of like a Sonic OC. It sounds kind of kitschy, I think. Or like, it sounds like it wants to sound cool a bit. Fursona. So, 多分Fursonaは日本語でFursonaかな。Or maybe original character, which would be Orikiara. Maybe that doesn't exist. That probably doesn't exist. I have no idea. But yeah, I need to do my homework more. I want to read up on everything. So please, I will devour the comments. And I don't want anyone to do too much work. So only write if you want to. Okay. So let's see. Oh, right. Also, I want to thank all my watchers here, and thank you for subscribing and Also, of course, my Patreons. Thank you for subscribing to my Patreons. みんな、俺の動画を、見てくれている。ありがとう。嬉しい。Oh, and to my most muscular patrons and Patreon, I will say your names now. 今はお名前を言う。My most muscular patrons are Serendip, Kit Kat, Caden Dassard, Daniel, Ethusius, Amarok, Koval, Shufi, Saibu, Donayod, and Oblivion Child. Thank you all so much. Arigato. Dankeschön, which is German for thank you. Okay, so let's see. Which important furry terms did I miss? Maybe paw pads? Oops. Maybe paw pads, you cannot see it on me because they're the same color, but paw pads is nikukyu. Maybe I totally butchered that pronunciation, but I'm trying. Nikukyu. 発音ちょっと悪くてすまん。nikukyu. It's paw pads. I think some people also say kind of endearingly beans. I'm not sure. Or only to the parts of the fingers and not on the paw pad and the palm. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure about it. Oh, maybe also ears. Ears would be Mimi. Oh, it doesn't sound so weird if I say it. なんか俺の発音がすればめちゃめちゃ耳 I'm not sure. Anyways, that is ears, or just ear. Okay. What else? Maybe something like fluffy, right? Fluffy. Which would be like fuwa in Japanese, I think. Fuwa. なんか俺のめちゃめちゃ強いのわのドイツ語の強いのわがめちゃめちゃ注意した方がいい。そうなんかそれは多分俺の、肯定アクセントピッチアクセントの意外と一番難しいの発音のことは多分ドイツ語の 強いな発音。例えば、わ、わ、わ、わ、わ、わ、わ、めちゃめちゃ強い。ちょっと恥ずかしくなる。そう、なんか、in Japanese, the wa is like really like a soft wa, and the German wa is like va, va, va. It's like really like you hear the mouth moving va. So I could try to speak in Japanese in a really German accent. I will try it, but I basically don't really do that. But I can try. お、それと他にもしは多分初めの時の日本語勉強の時にはしはめちゃめちゃしめちゃめちゃ強い。でもそうなんか俺の初めの日本語を勉強した時にの発音が、例文を言うは I would say now in like really heavy German accent would be what would be an example sentence? Example sentence. Ich bin Plan, ein Fuchs, Furry. Schön, Sie kennenzulernen. This was German. In English it would be, I am Plan, a fox furry. Nice to meet you. Then next is English, but word say purposely more German pronunciation. I am Plan. Ein Fuchs Furry. ちょっと待って。なんか I think with three languages it's really hard to switch. Okay, let's see. And like then doing accents, okay. I am Plan. I am a fox furry. Nice to meet you. それは多分ドイツ語の英語の発音。This was my attempt at German pronunciation more than I already do. Like my standard English is already really German. With like I think like German and not German. Mirror, squirrel, mirror, squirrel, mirror, squirrel, mirror, squirrel. Okay. Then in Japanese it would be, let's see. Okay, wait a second. In German, I use the like really formal version, right, with C. So maybe I will use an extremely or like more formal than. No, wait a second. Maybe I think I can use a really casual tone because maybe. If I would speak in Japanese but like with a more German accent, then maybe it would be endearing if it would be like more informal than it would normally be, because there's there's informality in German. Anyways, I would do it. I would do like, okay, let's start with like how I would speak normally in Japanese, which is also not accent free, right? Because I like also like a thick accent in like both Japanese and English. and German too. My German is also not like accent free, right? Of course it's like regional. Okay, I think that would be like 俺はブラン狐のファリー男だ。よろしくお願いします。よろしく。Maybe just よろしく。かっこよくない。かっこよくない。でもそれはなんか I don't really say it often that way. But anyways, I think in like German pronunciation with like really strong, right, that was what we were talking about, right, with like she and war and she, it would be, and rarido is more like rarirorero, right? German, ドイツ語ではそれはrarirorero。すごい。かっこよくない。And this would be Ore war Plan. Kitsune Otoko Fari desu. Desu. 多分ですは大丈夫です。キツネ。そう、多分キツネ。そう、多分ツはめちゃめちゃう。そう、ドイツ語のうもめちゃめちゃ強い。なんか全部の口が回ってるのう。I think like the whole mouth twists in the German "oo" sound, even more than in English. Let's compare to English. Like I think the Japanese one, the "oo" is more soft, but even in English the "oo" is more soft. Like it's cool and not school. But if I speak like that in English, it kind of gets this like sophisticated mid-Atlantic accent, right? Like some villain could use it. School. Let's go to school. Do I sound sophisticated? Sophisticated. Anyways. And then the last thing of the little sentences in Japanese, I think if I would say something like "yoroshiku onegaishimasu" in German, it would sound really funny because it would be "yoroshiku onegaishimasu." "yoroshiku onegaishimasu." "yoroshiku onegaishimasu." "yoroshiku." Do I sound like Arnold if Arnold would speak Japanese? And then if I would, of course, like any accent that I make in English, I'm not like really good at accents in English. So if I would try to put an English accent and speak Japanese, it would also still retain some of my Germanness, right? But I think it would sound like ore. Oh, yes, I want to try it. Also, that's something that I love when it's in anime and like cartoons and stuff, right? Like I love so much when in English cartoons there are German characters or like characters that are supposed to speak German, or like even if it's like a made up German accent, I'm always celebrating it. It's so funny. And same in Japanese, where I don't hear German accents, like German Japanese accents, that often. That makes sense because it's like a really like rare combination, right? Did I hear it sometimes? I think maybe I even heard it sometimes. Yeah. Mostly when it's like maybe like German historical things, like especially German characters. And then there's like when there's like kind of like stereotypically like American cowboy characters or like English butler or something, when they are in like Japanese cartoons and animes, where it's like, oh yeah, this should sound German or like English. I think it's really funny too, right? Because I think there's even like a really endearing fake English accent that voice actors put up who don't really speak English, and I think it's also really cute. It's the same with like in American cartoons of like voice actors that make up a German accent that's not really like a region specific in like German, it's like also like made up. But it's really funny to hear it, I think. It's really great. It's like, for example, like Doofenshmirtz or something. Or like all those, like, I think in all cartoons of like 80s, 90s, they have of course like one Arnold like workout character that speaks like Arnold, like Schwarzenegger. What is he saying? Put that cookie down. Or something. Get in the chopper. So yeah, I think if I would try to say it in English, trying to sound like English Japanese would be Ore wa bran desu. Ore wa bran desu. Ore wa bran. Ore wa bran desu. Kitsune otoko furry desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Did I do it good? Did I do it good? Did I do it good? Maybe that's not even like how English people would speak. Because this is like, I think what I noticed about like Japanese cartoons voicing English, like stereotypically English accents. I think they say like, because Japanese sounds is really like da 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 da. It's all the same rhythm. So like a word with like 5 syllables has like 5 claps, kind of like da 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 da. Like kamaboko or what else? Agemono. It's not agemono. And it's not agemono. And it's also like what we heard before. It's not kitsune. But it's like kitsune. In German, it's like the like vocal words. Like, for example, what would be a good example? What would be a good example? I'm thinking of animals, but it's like Fuchs. It's only like 1 syllable. Hund, Katze, Katze. Katze sounds like maybe like a small zoo. What else? Maybe something like Schadenfreude. That's an English word too. Schadenfreude. The R is relatively long, right? It's like Schadenfreude. It's not Schadenfreude. It's Schadenfreude. So this is why maybe like German speakers would say like normally kitsune or what else? Sushi, right? It's not sushi, it's sushi. Sushi. Or in English, sushi. So I think this is like one part, right? The other part is, I think, by making up an English accent, we have like more stress on parts of words, right? In English and also in German. Like, for example, apple strudel. Apple strudel. It's like the strudel. It's like stronger, right? It's not apple strudel. It's apple strudel. And the apple is like is strong. And the strudel. Okay, I'm getting hungry now. Anyways. So I think like that's maybe why the like kind of stereotypically English accent does like 2 things, right? It does like the rhythm, it kind of swings the rhythm, right? I think it swings the rhythm. It doesn't make da 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 da. That's like straight, but like swing is like da 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 da. Right? I think like this is one thing, and the other thing is like stressing stuff really strong. And then I think that's why my English Japanese was more fake English Japanese and not what English native people would use. So let's see. I will try now to say it once how I say it. I cannot say it perfectly in Japanese. Once how I say it, then how German people would say it. Then I will say it how English made up stereotypical like would say it, and then I would say it how I would say it if I would be native English and then speak Japanese but not really much, and also I can do that because I'm not native English. But we'll try now. Okay, let's go. So I would say Yosko. That was like just Japanese but weirdly aggressive. Yosko. And then German would be Yoroshiku. And then English would be Yoroshiku. That would be like the like made up one. And maybe like the native English would be Yoroshiku. Yes, and then like more like stereotypical one would be Yoroshiku. With rhythm, I'm not sure. Which one do you like the most? I think I maybe like the German the most, which is Yoroshiku. Does it sound exotic? Am I exotic? I think I'm exotic. I may be really exotic. Anyways. Is Apfelstrudel exotic? I'm exotic. Okay. But yeah, that's... I think I kind of like missed the point. We were at like furry... What other furry word is there? Furry. Or maybe just adjacent, right? Adjacent, but I think something that doesn't exist in English, or like it's just like a like internet slang in Japanese, but it's really funny too. Or like I think it's just really funny, like a funny word. なんか日本語で言葉がめっちゃ面白いの言葉がある。それは、めちゃめちゃいいの。絵師さんが神絵師に呼んでる。Like, I think like really great artists are called kami-eshi in Japanese, which means like literally god artist. It also exists in other words like kamige. It's like kamigemu. That means god tier game. I think そのことの神の漢字が使ってることが英語ではもうあるだと思う。でも God だけ使わないから God tier の言葉ある多分。I think it's like used in like English a bit in the same way as God tier, right? You say like God tier artist. Maybe it's not as common, but God tier game, maybe you can say it. Like an adjective, right? So yeah, I think that's like a really funny used word. So furry artist, maybe let's call it furry artist. is there a name of furry artist in Japanese? 日本語でも furry artist の言葉があるか。ファーリー絵師さん、kimono 絵師さん、中人絵師さん。Oh, 中人 is also, it's like beast and person kanji, like the characters, right? So like beast person. It's like Jujin. Maybe I'm saying it wrong too. It's a bit like in Kinnikuman, there's Jojin, which means like super person. Jujin means beast person, which could also be like technically a furry, like Beastars is also Jujin, I think. And I think like you can like also like create your own words, right? By like just like combining two kanjis. Like you could probably use like, and I have seen it too, right? Like with like species and man, or species and then people, or like species and then folk, right? Like beast folk, I think also exists. And like I think in Metroid there's like bird people, bird folk. I think it was Tori Kizoku. So メトロイドでも獣人がいる。それは鳥貴族を It's like bird tribe. Let's not confuse bird tribe with bird family, which is so 鳥貴族と鳥家族は違いけど、多分鳥家族はもっと美味しい。終わりだ。That's it. That's the end. 終わり。Yeah, everyone please have a good night and tell me all your thoughts. Please tell me if you have encountered a funny word in like relation to furry, or even if not, between the three languages that surprised you maybe, or anything. I'd like to hear it. So それは以上。なんか他にも面白いのな言葉、英語で日本語でドイツ語で全部俺に教えて、自由にコメントをして、それと、あれのなんかカウスボーイの話が終わり。Yeah, my a bit chaotic rambling is now over. You can now go to sleep. Still there? もう眠くない？バイバイ。グッドナイト。ゴテナット。おやすみ。おやすみ。バイバイ。Good night. Okay, that's it.